Looks like everything is good. All right. Bell Kings Fantasy Football League. It's your man, Sony D, aka the Random Multi Broadcaster. I am joined by my man, Fine Man Richard the Morning Coffee, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, Rumble Studios, 0600 in the morning. Rich, how are you, sir?
Being very good, Tony. Very good, and it's great to be up here, up again on the broadcast here for was it week? What week are we on?
13.
13, week 13, the lucky 13. I'm getting your notifications coming in. I'm hearing something on the earbuds underneath the earphones here, but everything's. How was your Thanksgiving?
Excellent, outstanding, blessed, all of that. In all honesty, it was. It was. I am grateful. How about you?
We were planning on going to an undisclosed location for family and friends up in Vermont, but we didn't make it because of the slight snowstorm. But compared to the snowstorms they're having up there in Buffalo, hopefully they get all the snow removed for tonight's game against the 49ers. And way up north, Fort Drum, geez, they're getting like 4 feet of snow up there, 4 feet plus.
Oh, y'all gonna get about 5 feet up there. I was like, good.
That's coming directly off the lake and stuff like that. So it's right. That's a big, heavy snow belt and stuff like that. But other than that, we had a good Thanksgiving weekend so far, and we've had some good football here as far as for Thursday. And hello, Tina, Thursday, and then I didn't really watch much of the except the tail end of the Black Friday game there on Twitch by Amazon Prime, and Kansas City almost lost one.
I heard. Go ahead and run a recap if you don't mind.
I didn't watch the whole game, and even the games that are on Thursday, they seem like they were all over, cut and dry. The one pick I made there, as far as instead of Green Bay, I took who is it? The other team there. So I'm behind you and Michael by one game and stuff like that. But for the most part, those games were over in the first half almost. I think the Thursday games.
Mm-hmm.
And I was surprised when I tuned in on. I figured it was a given in Friday with the Kansas City Chiefs, but they were struggling. Mm-hmm. They were lucky to win that game. They were very lucky to win that game, so they're beatable. I think they're going to have to be very cautious in the playoffs because and you look at all the wins they've had so far, they've been one-score wins and stuff, but it's still a win, nonetheless. I'd like to say though it's football related, not NFL, but did you see some of the college games yesterday?
I was going to get to that. Let me jump at the Thanksgiving games.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cowboys almost lost to the Giants.
I think they had, the score shows that, but I think the way they were playing, they had full control of that game, and the Giants are just they're just in a mess.
I agree.
They're in more of a mess, I think, at this point in the game compared to the Jets, say, and stuff like that. But good win. I've always seen the Giants and or the Jets and not the Jets, the Cowboys and Detroit. They had a good game. I always see those two teams. I noticed on the games last year they had it too. They had the Madden patches on. I think that's a good tribute to a great legend in football and stuff. So there were some good games. And Friday, like I said, I tuned into it late, and I'm like, whoa. Right at the last fourth quarter and stuff, and it's like, wow. So the first odd time to have a football game Friday afternoon, though. It
was the holidays, and they spread the games out over the weekend. We talked about that last week. There was the Cowboys and the Giants game. What was the game before that one? I forgot.
Cowboys and Giants?
Before, on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, well, you had the Dolphins. I picked the Dolphins. That's the team I picked. And Packers, and then you had the Lions and Bears, and the Lions, it was a 23-20 game on that game. So
the Lions had that one in wraps. That was
well at halftime. It was basically 16-0,
mm-hmm.
And the Bears just. I didn't watch it after that. It's like, okay, this is a given. And I'm watching the Cowboys Giants game, and that was at the half. It was 13-10. And then I guess they scored a touchdown in the third quarter, and that's when I stopped watching that game. And but that was a one touchdown score. And Green Bay Dolphins, well, you were right. The weather was a factor. You made that mention that the
Yes,
weather was a factor for the Dolphins. So that was a good assessment on your part.
I did see that one. Chiefs and Raiders. Chiefs had that game. Raiders tried to come back on them, and now there's going to be some controversy on that game too. There's going to be a lot of controversy on that game.
And Tina says that was a nail biting. In what way?
Probably the Lions and the Bears is what she was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Now, Cowboys, Giants, I agree. They had control. The Giants were trying to come back. It started looking ridiculous. Packers and Dolphins, Green Bay had that. That weather was a big factor. And no disrespect to the Dolphins, but anybody going to Green Bay in winter, if you win, you good.
Well,
Raiders and Chiefs,
he had 365 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. So,
yes, and I noticed that I blitzed him, which is a good thing. I'll give the Chiefs that they're not going to blitz to it for real. They're going to run standard rush, and that's it.
Right.
With the Raiders and the Chiefs, the end of that game, ridiculous ass play, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't know how in the hell the Raiders botched that play because they had possession the last couple of minutes of the game.
Oh yeah,
In the hike, once he hiked the ball, the quarterback like he missed it or didn't drop it. Didn't like what the hell was this?
All they needed was a field goal, and that's all they needed. It was very simple, easy peasy. O'Connell, he had 340 yards, 2 TDs. He played out his butt there as far as that goes, and that would have been a real. I was like, I picked the Chiefs. I think we all picked the Chiefs, but I said I'll take the loss to see them. Yeah. That's a big win for them.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Recap last week for us, if you don't mind, as far as the records. If you don't.
Okay, yeah, I got that up. Let me bring that up here real quick. I got it set. I just got to bring it into the present and. Let's see, Windows, and we have you and Michael topped it off last week with 10-3, and then Tina, you came in third at 9-4. You finally got up in the top there and stuff. You had some good picks there, and then Captain Rehab and CBS tied it there, and then Ted and myself. Ted came in after Captain Rehab. Him and Captain Rehab, and then me and Brian finished out the ass end of it. And I didn't do too good there. The week before I was at the top, and then I sort of went to the bottom there afterwards. So good week there for you, Tina. The overall, Tony is still in first. Nobody's changed out of the positions basically, but Tony's a 115 to 64. Michael's 4 behind. I think he used to be 2 behind or something like that. So you picked up some games there, Tony. I'm still sitting at third, a little bit of just tied with CBS, but I was ahead of CBS the week before. So that's me on top. And then Brian, Ted, Tina, and then Captain Rehab. He's missing in action again this week. So it looks like instead of just 4 and 5, we're going to have to add week 13. That's why he is in 8th place. Even though he may have more than Tina, he is still not contributing for the other week. So that's the penalty that he takes the 8th spot as far as where it goes.
Gotcha.
So for the most part, that's how we line up on that. And as far as that goes, and so. It was sort of a flat week of football last week, though, too. I didn't really. I mean, even this week it has a little bit. Even with the extra games we've had early, I'm only looking forward to one game, and that's the Bills game tonight,
right?
And stuff like that. So I think it's starting to, the long season is starting to wear on me. It's like, okay, let's play some football, watch the games and stuff like that. And it's interesting now just to look at where they're lining up for playoff positions.
Yeah, I got a little controversy with that. Apparently, was it the Giants that's the first team to be eliminated from playoff contention?
Oh yeah, they're out of it now. Yeah,
I think they said that, but my thing is the teams with 9 losses. There's more than just the Giants. I think.
Well,
Carolina's got 9 losses.
Yeah. There's quite a few teams. If you look at how they lined up.
New England has 9 losses. Let me pull this up because. They was talking about that, and I was like, "This should."
No, Giants have 10 losses. They have 10 losses now. They're 2 and 10.
They're done. They're done.
Yeah,
the Giants are done.
And
straight take.
That's in the Northeast. I would almost say Cowboys.
Not out yet.
With,
Not out yet. No.
well, you look at who's ahead of them and how they're lined up. Unless those teams totally fall on their asses, I don't see them really making it at 5-7. Even the Commanders at 7-5. When you look at that NFC North, I mean, that's both the way they're playing. Both the wild card are going to just come out of that division.
The Giants are 2-10. The
Yeah.
Raiders are 2-10.
Right.
The Jaguars are 2-9.
Right.
The Patriots are 3-9. Once you got 9 losses, you're out of the playoffs.
Well, yeah. You've always said, yeah. But
So
realistically, yeah, that's a flat out they're out. But realistically, just the way the other teams are lining up, especially in the NFC, it's going to be Detroit winning the division, but you're going to see Minnesota and Green Bay snatch out the two. There's 2 wild cards, right? Per league.
All that's going to switch. We still got a few weeks left.
Yeah.
In football, so to me, it's kind of early. Still a lot of teams in the hunt. Fantasy football wise, in this league, we only got 2 weeks left.
Okay, yeah, fantasy football. Then you go into the playoffs. Then,
yeah. So,
who's leading in the fantasy football right now?
In the league right now, let me pull that up. That's a great question because I can do that.
We've been lax. We talk more about football, and this is Belt Kings fantasy football.
Yeah,
so
it is. I appreciate it. So let me pull the roster up for everybody because we covered the game more than anything. And my whole thing was to make sure everybody understands the game and what's going on. Glick's in the lead. Charger Nation, I believe that's Pace. Pace is second. League of Shadows is Ted. He's third. And I'm fourth. Me and Ted actually tied for third place. Right. Big on nasty thing. That is Golf Hawk, 2-time league champ right now. He's in fifth. Rehab is in sixth. The squad, I believe that's JoJo. I think that's JoJo. Yeah, he's in seventh.
Oh, okay. JoJo's playing. Yeah.
Ace World All-Star. That's Smoke. He's 4-8. Brian is 4-8. And he's in 9th place. And Cam, 3-9, sitting in 10th place.
Cam he's 3-9.
Yeah, it's getting rough. So right now is the roster for the most part. The semifinal is me and Glick. That's this week. And Pace and Ted, they running. So we're in the playoffs right now for the league. Appreciate you bringing that up. My first time being in the playoffs, I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of crunk. I'm not gonna talk junk yet because good Lord knows I've lost football. And then here go this no good low down, name changing, every night broadcasting ass, bearded face, Michigan fan. Glick was in the house. Glick, what's good? What's going on?
Glick. Hey, Glick.
You up there in first place, but you see me right there too, right? Now your point spread, Glick, I'm not even gonna lie. Your point spread changed over the week. So we got a tighter game than it was originally. So I would tell you good luck, but you can kiss my ass. When it comes to fantasy football, you know how we do it.
Look at the guy at first. Where did he come from? Who's at first? Who's in first right now?
He's in first place.
Oh, Glick. Okay.
Well, Glick in first place. Honestly, I want to shout Glick out because on my birthday, he demanded I came up there so he could tell me happy birthday, and I do appreciate that. They was up there. We chopped it up for a little bit. I did talk to Jeff last week as well on TikTok when I was over there. So shout out to the Nonsensical Network. Lord, he done changed everything up. Good God have mercy. I want to go ahead and get this ball rolling if you all do not mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have good enough of a
I'm just trying to get
nah, you're fine, dude. You're fine.
Let's see.
Yeah, Glick is running things. I'm actually surprised that I'm up there because of the games, but there have been a couple of players during the season that saved my roster.
Right.
There really were, because normally I'm mid-range, but I'm like, damn, I'm ready in the playoffs. This is my first time being in the playoffs. I'm gonna take that. That's pretty good. So we can roll with that as much as possible. The league is set at NFL.com, ladies and gentlemen. All information is coming from that site based on the fact that the league is there. So for the recommendations as far as the stardom and sit-ems per position, we are coming off of that site. We're going to go ahead and kick it one good time. Start them and sit them with the quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes against the Raiders. No debate from me. How about you, Rich?
Well, I would have started him. He's the top. He's in the top 3 of quarterbacks, and but he had a rough game. He did have a rough game as far as that goes. So I'm not sure what he got for points here. Let's see. I'll have to check, but I would still start him. I would have started him anyway. Given even if it's a pass game and stuff, I would. Yeah, he's one of the top tier quarterbacks, so that's a no brainer.
To me, it's an absolute no-brainer. We saw the game from the other night. Chiefs won, plain and simple. Justin Herbert, the Chargers against the Falcons. Listen, this is going to be a tough game. You're going to have to start Justin Herbert. They're having a better record than Mike predicted. I thought they were going to have a pretty decent season, so they're sitting very stable to me. The Falcons, I have them as a playoff team for the season, as a preseason pick, and they're doing damn good. What do you think, Rich?
Well, Justin Herbert, he rushed for a touchdown in Week 12, so he can scramble, and that's always dangerous when you have a quarterback that's able to do that. He completed 21 for 36 passes for 218 yards. That's not a lot. How many points would that be just on the yardage for passing?
That is again, how many passing yards?
218.
That should have been 21.8 passing yards with no problem.
Okay, and but that was so he got the numbers. Let's see, the week prior against Baltimore, he got 17 points, so it's up there. He usually gets his average, so he's up there. He's projected to get about 18 to 19.
Yeah,
today and stuff. So he's a first tier quarterback.
Very tough game to me right here. I would recommend this as a must watch. At least for me, this is definitely a must watch game. I hope we pick it up today. CJ Stroud of the Texans. Start him against the Jaguars. I have no debate against this. The Jaguars are trash.
Mm-hmm.
The Jaguars are absolutely trash this season. Do you have any debate, Rich?
No debate there at all. So
and for those who are listening, the narrative is on the screen. If you're looking for it live, my link tree will be in the chat for anybody to see where we're coming from and what the broadcast is showing, as well as what the website is showing. We'll keep it going. CJ Stroud, start him against the Jaguars.
Oh, yeah. Stroud's, yeah, he's
seriously. Good Lord. Anthony Richardson of the Colts, start him against the Patriots. Listen, this game has my curiosity.
Yeah.
3-9, I got to tell you, there was a lot of enthusiasm behind the Colts, and there's been a surprise of the performance of Drake May with the Patriots. I have no debate against his choice, but what do you think, Rich?
I think he's a good young quarterback. He's scoring, 12, 13 points there from the narrative there and stuff. 2 weeks ago against the Jets, he had Sky have 28, but that was against the Jets. So he has a potential. I think he's a good young quarterback. I definitely start him, as far as because they hadn't been working too well with the other guy there, their backup there. Flacco, yeah. Flacco, he hasn't been doing all that great, so I would start him. Oh, this is interesting.
I'm not going to debate that at all. I just can't. No, more options to start. Bo Nix, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, and Russell Wilson. Y'all got no debate against any of them.
No.
Bo Nix is going to go up against the Browns, but the kicker is going to be how they're going to perform. So we got Bathurst is in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, hashtag shout MGB. Michael George Bathurst is in the house.
Hey, Michael. Is he coming up?
He's up.
Oh, is he? Let me get to that tab. Oh, there he is. Hey.
Hit the audio, Mike. No, Jason. Mike.
Yeah, he can.
We can't hear him.
Okay. Well, he's playing around with TikTok here lately, so he's got his sound issues here. So, see, I know. There we go. He can hear us. He just
trying to let him get his.
It's just when you start fiddling around with the audio there for another.
While he's doing that, Bo Nix has to face the Browns. You're going to need him for that. Jared Goff against the Bears, yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Matthew Stafford against the Saints, definitely.
Yes.
Russell Wilson against the Bengals, definitely.
One.
There you go, Mike. We got you now.
Michael.
Sit him.
Yeah.
They say sit Brock Purdy against the Bills.
Shoulder.
I don't know about this one.
He's expected to play, but he has a shoulder injury. That might be it.
Yeah, I don't know about this one. I don't know about that.
Well, they're going in to play the Bills. It's going to be that's going to be the highlight game on NBC tonight at 8:45 or whatever.
Okay, yeah, we'll watch it go. If he's got a shoulder injury, I can get it. Did Mike walk away? Yeah, he walked away. Okay, I'll keep it rolling.
No, I'm back.
Okay.
To attack him, sit him against the Packers. I would not have debated this at all. This was a Thanksgiving night game. I would not have debated this at all.
Oh, sit Tua?
Yeah, I wouldn't have debated it. We needed him, but I just didn't. I'm biased as hell. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want him to get hurt, so I
Well,
wouldn't.
he got 25 points though.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. They didn't hit him. That's why.
Okay, yeah, okay. On
They
the
didn't
hit
hit him.
part, I'm here with you as far as
Yeah,
I'm very
they didn't
concerned
hit him.
about.
That's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine. They did not hit him. Geno Smith for the Seahawks sit him against the Jets. Listen, I wouldn't.
No. What is he hurt?
No, just by
Oh,
performance numbers is what they're recommended, and I get it. But Geno's going up against his old team.
yeah.
he's gonna rock him.
I want to see how it goes. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see how it goes. What you think, Mike?
Um, I think he'll do great against the Jets. Yeah, I'm more concerned about the next guy here. He's been having problems lately.
Gotcha. Kirk Cousins of the Falcons. They said, wait a minute, my computer just froze. What the blood clot? There we go. Hold on. Kirk Cousins of the
Kirk
Falcons.
Cousins.
Sit him against the Chargers. Honestly, I would. And I'm being biased again myself. I wouldn't sit him. I'm actually kind of crunk for his performance this season. I think that team is doing good. They look like they're gelling to me all damn season. Are they facing a decline? Yeah, whatever. But they're very positive in having a good year, in my opinion. Go ahead, gentlemen.
It
The
might
the
be.
the last 2 weeks they've had a rough time. I don't
Yes.
know why. Yeah. Do you agree?
Yeah, yeah. Last week, I was just going to get to that, Michael. Kirk Cousins, he completed 18 for 27, 173 passes, an interception, and the Falcons lost 38-6. He did not put up points last week on the
So
board,
they're
so
coming up.
he ended up walking away with only 6 points.
Now, if anything, I think they can catch him. They can slow his numbers
Or did
down.
he
So
play last week?
I get the review that they can slow him down, but I would actually risk and enjoy watching the game more than anything.
Right,
I kind of see this as an evenly matched game, in my opinion. Mind you, the Chargers are 7-4. They showed earlier the Falcons are 6-5.
right.
It's an even match, in my opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your quarterback recommendations. Week 13 of the 2024 season, of course, on NFL.com. We are going to get ready to go to running backs. Mike, how you doing? Since you came in late, give us a little intro. What you got going on, please, sir?
Just crazy day today. I have to work, so I won't be here as long to drive you crazy. So you and Rich can dance a little more than you used to.
And they say this holiday is only for the people who believe in certain things. Glory, glory.
Hallelujah.
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. Start him sit with the running backs. Bucky Irving of the Buccaneers. Start him against the Panthers. No debate from me. Gentlemen, go for
No,
yours.
no debate. Yeah, Tampa Bay, they got a good, solid team. I'm not on board with Michael saying that Baker Mayfield's. He's right below the line for me as far as that
Hmm.
debate with. If he has a couple good games here the next couple weeks, I would say yeah. But um, the stars are starting to shine there. I think the Ravens are a little they're a little perturbed about Barkley from Philly because Henry there's a little, but I would not know. I think this game with Baker Mayfield, they're going to be racking up some good points. So, and this guy's going to be a contributing factor.
Gotcha.
Do you remember last week they were saying don't start him?
I
And
think
you
I
know
did. Yes.
in the sheet, and then he blew up this week, and I went, you can't believe any of this stuff they write. This
Well,
is
it's opinionated and stuff like that.
You can believe some of it, and any given Sunday, anything can happen. So I get where they're coming from, and they're recommended by their points. So
I
we'll see them on the field. They'll see them playing, but how many points they're going to rack up compared to the others in the same position for the week is what they're coming from.
I think that was one of his best games of his career.
I got you. I got
Yeah,
you. Trust me,
yeah,
I've gone against the narrative. That's why I always say, do you agree or disagree? Can I see it or can I not see it? Even
Yeah.
though I make my own
yeah.
decision. I say it like that on purpose because these are the pros, we're the rookies. Let's just be honest. Chase Brown of the Bengals, start him against the Steelers? Yes. Yes.
They say he needs another back, like a big. He's just a small guy, right? So if
Okay.
they had someone to help him with the workload, he. The problem is if you're the only person they hand the ball to, that isn't good. That's why teams that do so well, like Detroit, where they have so many weapons, it's impossible to cover the field because you don't know what they're going to do. They're constantly tricking you.
Well, guess why he needs help in the backfield?
Yeah,
They
Well, he
got rid
can't
of,
run because week 11 he had close to 86 yards running.
but see, they got rid of Joe Mixon.
yes. Why?
Yeah.
They sent
That
him
was.
he went to the Houston Texans.
I know he's one of the best backs in the league now. That's
He's getting the
crazy.
ball a little bit more right now too. He's looking great down there. He is performing his butt off. He
This
really
year, though,
is.
guys, don't you agree that running backs are finally getting some respect again?
Oh yeah.
This year, the
Yeah.
season started off with the kickers, and now it's going to the running backs. I agree. I agree. I got no debate against this choice, even though the Steelers will be a tough team to beat. Let's be clear. They can slow you down and they can hurt you. I'm actually surprised he's being recommended, but we're going to see how it goes. Tony Pollard of the Titans against the Commanders. Listen.
Yeah. He's an automatic.
Listen.
Yeah, but why did Dallas get rid of him? That's crazy.
I agree.
They
Yeah.
should have paid him.
Since we're here, let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to take this time.
Good.
Have you all noticed that some of the teams have started getting rid of their star players?
Mhm. Yeah.
I've seen the pattern. And look at it work for the players when they go to other teams. Some of them, not all. But look at it. One team I will say is not working out for. I'll give you Keenan Allen going to the Bears, DJ Moore going to the Bears. Those are two of the best players on the teams that they were on, and the Bears look ridiculous. They just fired the coach. That's what I'm going to talk about. The Bears fired their coach for the
Yeah.
first time in their whole history as a franchise. They fired a coach during the season.
Would you say when they do that, just like they did with the Jets, that
The Jets have done it, but this is the first, and it was actually noted on the bottom of ESPN when I was watching it. That's the first time in there. I think it's 105-year history that they fired a coach during the season.
yeah, but just the fact that when they do it, a team does that, despite what team it is, that's sort of an indicator there's disarray on the team.
Well, apparently there was a big old stink after the Bears game recently. I think it was Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
There was a news alert that I had. There was a big old scuffle in the locker room with the
Oh,
players.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
you get a chance, check that out. I saw it. I think it was Apple News that posted it when I saw it. Tony Pollard, one of the Titans against the Commanders. I'm surprised that they're recommending this because the Titans probably don't stand a chance against the Commanders. They really don't. But Tony Pollard will put up some numbers. Matter of fact, I think the Commanders might slow down his numbers.
The Commanders this year have been really good up until the last couple of weeks, and they, like the Falcons, have been having problems.
Yes, I can
There
agree
is
with that.
there has been rib injury that he's not talking about, but Jaden Daniels, since he talked about he had sore ribs,
Mhm.
but he has not played as well, and it's really hard to throw when you have. Go ahead, Rich.
well. I was just going to say, Titans are favored by 5.5 points in this game going into Washington.
Really?
Yes.
That's a shocker.
Yeah. So I think it's because Titans they came back here. So
That's a shocker.
because I would say it was the other way because Washington at home. Um,
You can't underestimate the Titans' defense. They actually have one of the best defense, Tony,
Give it to
in
him, Mike.
in
Talk about it. Talk about
in
it. Talk about
in
it.
in the league. They really do. The problem is they're they're struggling because they have a new quarterback, and Will Levis, and he's trying, but it you can't get everything to work fast.
No, you
There's no
can't.
such thing. Like you're talking elite athletes from all over the world,
True.
and you're expecting these young kids, and that's what they are. They're young kids to deal with all the pressures, the fandom, we could do a whole show on that, but we won't. Okay.
Gotcha. Appreciate it. I'm surprised at this recommendation. I say go for it. I'm surprised though. I am. Rico Dowdle of the Cowboys against the Giants. He showed his butt. Let me tell y'all something. If y'all didn't see this game, he was out there going crazy. Big up to Rico Dowdle. I actually changed his on my roster. I put him up
Hmm.
as a starter. Um, actually as a main running back instead of a flex. I did it on purpose, and he came through. Mind you, it's not a whole lot of points, but if you see him on the game, he is out there running his butt off. He is running like you want Ezekiel Elliott to run. He is running like how Tony Pollard was when he was on that team. Big ups to Rico Dowdell. I've got no debate against this. Gentlemen, what are your thoughts?
Rico has been great the last few weeks. The one thing I've noticed recently, and I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but a lot of teams seem to spend a lot of time in the middle of the field, but all they get is a field goal.
Hmm.
That's it.
Talk
And
about
if
that at the
the
beginning of the season. I did talk about that. Yeah, they'll get to the other side of the 50.
yeah,
Pardon me.
but they can't score in the red. Very few teams are scoring in the red. It's strange. The red zone is really tough. Um, the Cowboys looked pretty good. I was shocked at how good they looked, considering they had. So I owe you an apology.
Yeah.
Uh, Cooper Rush. Did I say it right?
Yes.
Yeah, Cooper Rush looked pretty good.
Let me save you a little bit because I could gloat all I want, but I won't because it was the Giants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very valid.
It was the
And
Giants.
I'm
Not
not
going to
sure.
be that bad, Mike.
In the
You tell
narrative,
me that bad.
in the narrative there, it says they got 10.5, but on Fantasy Pro, he came out with 18.3 points actually against the Giants. 112 yards rushing, 1 TD, 3 reception yard or received 3 receptions.
Mhm.
So he got the points, and you know, a good win for Dallas over the Giants. The Giants, like you said, they're in disarray right now. They're
The Cowboys won 2 in a row though, didn't they?
yes,
Yeah. Okay. So they're back to recovery, and they're looking like they might have a chance to get a very very wild card.
right.
But
Very wild card. You're correct because the
A lot of
five of
things
the
could
remaining
happen.
games, remaining games. There's only 2 of them that they got a possibility of winning.
Yeah,
yeah,
If you get a chance to look at that schedule, honestly, more starting options at running back. Chuba Hubbard of Carolina. Yes, I highly recommend him. He has been a saving for
phenomenal.
the
yep,
team this season.
yep.
Josh
Josh
Jacobs of the Packers. That's no brainer. Let me tell y'all something. That's no brainer. Ramondre Stevenson. I spoke on him a couple of weeks ago. He's been a little bit of a savior for that team, if you could say anybody was saving him at all. So definitely check them out for your running back rosters. Sit them. DeAndre Swift of the Bears against the Lions.
I
That's
love
only,
him.
that's only because he's going up against the Lions. I can't lie. Now that was the Thanksgiving game, I
Yep.
believe, wasn't it? Right?
Yep. Yeah, he only got 7 points. He got 39 yards rushing and 2 receptions.
So mind you, the prediction was correct.
Yep.
Do you know what they found in the league? The teams that are okay with getting 2 yards, 3 yards, 2 yards, 3 yards, 2 yards, 3 yards. Oh wait, Saquon Barkley just went for 70. And they're learning that yes, you get stopped about 15 times, but every once in a while, if you keep hitting the running game, and if you're having no success getting into the red zone anyways,
Right.
you might as well just keep hitting the running game. Plus, a lot of the teams unfortunately can't run the ball because they're fumble prone. Even Detroit has had problems with the running backs losing the ball.
That's because the defensive players are ripping it out of their hands. They've been doing that for 20 years.
Yeah, they're getting really good at it now, though. It's
They've
like an
been
art.
doing it for a minute, and I hate to cut you off on that, but I've been seeing that for a while. They'll actually go up to the running back and try to rip the ball out of his hands a lot.
Yeah,
We've been seeing that for at least 2 decades. At least I know I have. One of
yeah,
the
I
biggest
agree.
reasons we tell the running backs to hold the ball like this, kind of at a 45-degree angle,
Yeah, and double
because they
and
can't
double.
get it out, and yeah, they were
Yeah,
going double-handed. Now, as far as the running backs with how many times they get the ball, Sean Salisbury used to talk about that back in the 90s on ESPN. You got to let the running back get at least 20 to 25 touches a game for them to have a decent performance.
I
You
I can't I can't stay very long today, so I just
No,
want
you
to
good.
do this. I want to do this one list. It's quick. So if you guys had to guess
Mhm.
the top 10 running backs for Week 13, who
Top
are who
10.
top 10?
Go, Rich. I'm going to let you have this one first.
I'd say Barkley's got to be up there, number one, and
He is number one. Very good. Who do you think?
Henry.
Who do you think's number
Henry.
two?
Henry.
Joe Mixon's number two.
Really?
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
gee.
but the matchup. Don't forget, it's the matchup.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
He
Remember
did say
last
for the
week? You
week.
went.
He did say
Remember
for the
last
week.
week we
You're
were
right.
like, "Where's Josh? Why isn't Josh on this quarterback list?" It's a bye week, brother.
It's a week. Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
week based on the week. Yes.
Number three is Bijan Robinson, who I've not seen enough of this year to know, but everybody praises. Uh, Jameer Gibbs is number four. Chase Brown is number five, which is shocking. Bucky Irving, who they said to sit last week, is number six. And Ramondre, I think that's what is Stevenson. So number seven, and Najee Harris, which is our buddy's favorite pick,
Mm-hmm.
and then Kyron Williams, and then at number 10, Derrick Henry, the king, like the
Why they got
Marvin.
him at number 10? That is blasphemy.
I think it's because of the matchup.
I
Who are they
understand.
playing? Who are they playing
Outstanding.
today? I can't remember.
Who's
That
that?
is blasphemy. The
They're playing
Ravens.
They're playing the Titans.
No, the Ravens. I think are playing the Eagles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why, because the Eagles have one of the best
Outstanding.
defenses in the league.
And the spread on that is 3 points, so it's anybody's game in that game.
Yeah, it's a coin toss.
Yep.
That is blasphemy. Derrick Henry should not be
Yeah.
that long. Damn.
Thank you, Grok, for that. We appreciate you.
Did you? Are you getting paid? Make sure you get your paycheck for that one too.
We better all get paid. That's what I'm
You
saying.
work- you work
I
the
want
hell
it.
out of that,
I want all my family members to be fed.
You
and
working
you
the
guys
hell
are
out
my
of
fam.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to do
Yeah.
the same thing.
Have you used Gemini yet, Michael?
Gemini, which side of you is mine? My wife is a Gemini. And,
No, but
and-
have you
oh.
used the AI Gemini on the Android?
No, I know it's good. It's good. I don't know if you've noticed. I've been on every network known to man. I haven't really had a lot of time. Yeah, I tried to get. What happened there, Tony, with TikTok? You think?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I actually went live afterwards and it was working. I don't know. And coach said he was going to do the same thing. He said
Yeah.
the same thing happened to him. Actually, even when they do a broadcast, I watch the replay. People are coming up blurry on the replays.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say that for another moment. Let me finish this up. I'll talk about that.
Well,
later.
no, but let's just one sec. TikTok, please give us a stream key. We deserve it.
Yeah,
and
we
we
do.
need it. We need it.
I thought you guys had a stream. I'm really surprised at that.
Not as surprised as we are. Okay, go ahead.
You done yet?
Never, but if that's
Yeah,
I got to work
can-
today.
can-
I got to
continue.
work today, so I've
Can I
got like.
continue my show? Can I continue my show? Thank you very much.
I'm going to be gone in 20 minutes, so then you can dance all you want.
Trust me,
go
you have
ahead.
no idea. Travis Etienne of the Jaguars and Tank Bigsby of the Jaguars sit them against the Texans.
I would agree. I'm looking at the stats. They've been injured over the last 2 weeks and stuff, one or the other. And they're just
Agreed.
coming back
Yeah,
off
I
injury.
totally
So,
agree.
They have an
Yeah.
injury issue there. So they may get 1 or 2 touches, but they're not going to
Mhm.
be a factor in any of the games, I think.
Yeah.
Mike agrees. I can't debate it. I really can't.
No, I don't think that's a safe bet though.
You know, they're going against the Texans, and Texans
have been soft. Let's be real, and I love that
Yeah.
team. They have not been great this year either.
yeah.
You know, I thought they were going to be a top 4 team. They're not this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing
Go ahead.
against the Jaguars, but no, that's trash. Nick Chubb of the Browns, sit him against the Broncos? I wouldn't.
I wouldn't
No,
either. He
no
got
way.
18 points. 18 points in or 86 or no, this is 18 points last week against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, which is stingy.
Yeah.
Right? Like we always talk about the Steelers. They don't give up points. They're
exactly.
they're in the top 3 defenses for sure.
I'm reading what they're saying while you all are discussing it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were giving me that look like Michael shut the you know what up.
No, I'm actually
Okay,
reading
I
it.
wasn't
I'm
too
thinking
sure.
that after 35 seconds of you talking, just so you know.
No, I think you think it before I come up. Okay.
No, I don't. Amir Abdullah of the Raiders, sit him against Chiefs. That's because of the Chiefs. Look at Amir Abdullah. He got
Yeah,
7
he ended up
fantasy.
getting 3. He got 5 points for that game. He only got 39 yards rushing. So
He looks good though. He's going to be a good player. He
Dude.
really is.
Listen, I talked about him the other week.
Yeah.
Before we started broadcast, actually before I met you all, I
Mhm.
remember when he was drafted, and they talked about him in the preseason. They said he was a beast, but injuries have been killing him. Keep him on your watch list, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I actually drafted him, and he couldn't do nothing. I got roasted that season in the league I was in. I got roasted, but what he got 17 fantasy points last week. I think you might want to put him on your watch list.
no,
Cameron Dahl, thank you for being here.
Cam, what's good? How about that close call last week with the Panthers game? I forgot about that.
the
I got to
Panthers.
go back to that one. Remind me to go back to that one. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your running back picks. Week 13, 2024 season in accordance with NFL.com. Let's go to wide receivers. I got to look that game up. I'm glad Cam said that. Was that the Carolina game that was close? I remember they was close. Yeah.
Yeah, the Chiefs. They almost beat the Chiefs here, 27 to 30.
The Chiefs have not looked great the last 2 weeks. They won, but they barely won last night.
Very sloppy. Very sloppy.
Tank job. It's running the points for spread.
I like what Tony said. Everybody plays them like they're playing the Super Bowl against them.
Yeah.
You have to. They're the Super Bowl
I
favorites.
love this player. He might be one of my favorites, but I love everyone, as you know. Go ahead.
Good Lord have mercy.
Lord.
Start him and sit him. Wide receivers. Jackson Smith.
Stardom, stardom, stardom.
Start him against the Jets. This
Oh,
is Tim Brown's player he talked about last season. Shout out to Tim Brown, Simply Tim TV on X/Twitter. Check him out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to debate this at all. I'm not. I'm not going to.
no.
He's a lead. He leads the team in receiving.
Yeah. Najigba.
Yeah, and he's getting the points there for fantasy. The last 2 weeks, he's averaged about 12, 13 points there, and he's productive.
He's fun. He's fun, Rich, to watch. He really is.
Is he?
Yeah, he's
Nothing
fun.
against him. Nothing at all. Jawan Jennings.
Yay, he's finally
49ers.
getting some props.
Yes, he is.
Finally.
Against the Bills.
Finally.
Go with it. Go with it. Run
No,
it.
it's just he's been one of my favorite players for the longest time, and he's
Yeah,
been one of the
sure.
few things that anybody could be happy about. They say that he just elevates the locker room. He's always positive. He shows up. He works hard. He doesn't expect a lot. He doesn't have a huge ego. Where Debo Samuel this year and Brandon Ayuk have both kind of been dismal, flat, whatever you want to
Brandon's
call
out
it.
with injury. Debo Samuel's been playing more than one position. Christian McCaffrey has been hurt. It's him and another guy, Steve Juzik. I did not pronounce his name right. He's been a bit of a saving player on that team too. He's out there and he's one of the producers of yards, if you will.
Yeah,
So
the
we got a
49ers
mess with the
are a
secondary.
mess,
They got a mess
right?
with the secondary the same way Dallas was. Get the
Oh,
phone, Rich. Get the phone. Get the phone.
the bat phone. The bat
Yeah,
phone.
yeah. I got no debate against this. You need all hands on deck as the 49ers to go up against the Bills because you actually aren't even in the playoff hunt right now, which is not good, in my opinion. Not good at all. Brian Thomas Jr., the Jaguars, start him against the Texans. I want to say yes, but the Jaguars are trash.
Yeah.
Putting up numbers, great. He's going to be on my watch list next season. This player will be on my watch list next season. I'm going to have the rating.
Who's good? I'm sorry. Who?
Brian Thomas Jr.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
going to
I.
put
I
I'm
yeah.
going to put him on the watch list.
I love the next guy. The next guy is amazing, but I love
Got you.
everybody.
I'm actually switching screens, so if I miss something, let me know. Tina, I see, yeah, it was his bet phone. That's hilarious. Daryl Mooney of the Falcons, start him against the Chargers. Absolutely. All hands on deck with the Falcons.
Well, he does have a hamstring, but they're saying it's not considered serious. Just to make note of the possible.
So to back up Tony, just
Mhm.
quickly here,
Mhm.
Nick Bosa, right, is injured.
Mhm.
Trent Williams, who is like the backbone of his ankle
Defense.
shot, right?
Yes.
Brock Purdy is hurt.
Mhm.
Lanier is hurt as well.
Mhm.
Is Fowles is hurt. Aaron Banks is hurt. Jordan Elliott is hurt. Like it's just they're a mess.
Injuries.
They're an absolute mess, and we know that George Kittle has been fragile this year with injuries. He's been hurt a lot too.
The 49ers got injuries. That's all there is to it. And
Okay,
that's the
go.
answer. We're not going to call anybody soft once you have injuries, but that's not good. So if they're out because of injuries, that's what got them a couple of seasons ago.
They're old, buddy.
I say run with them. Run with them.
They're
Run.
they're all getting old though. That's the problem.
Denver's Cortland Sutton. Start him against the Browns as
Oh,
a
I love him.
recommendation. George Pickens. I've been seeing highlights on George Pickens. That's a dirty dude. You got to check. That's a dirty dude. Start him against the Bengals. Devontae Smith of the Philadelphia Eagles. Start him against the Ravens. Yes.
Yeah.
Jerry Judy. Start him against the Broncos. Yes. So it looks like the Broncos and the Browns is going to be a must-watch game today. Jacoby Myers. Mike, that's Shemaz right there. He say start him against the Chiefs. Now the Vegas.
You're not moving your screen at all. You know that, right?
It's not moving. Yeah, I know, because I'm reading what's right there. The more start options. Did you see it on the screen right here? I'm reading
Yes,
that.
not. Oh, okay, okay.
You got to blink your eyes after you clean your glasses. That's how it works.
That's
Sit
what
up.
it is.
Marvin Harrison Jr. of the Cardinals against the Vikings. He has not been producing like I thought he would this season. I got no debate against this one.
He's been okay. He's been okay. But here's the thing: every time we sit these guys, he has the game of his life.
Yeah, they end up winning. Yeah, exactly.
You noticed that, right? You have noticed that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like it's almost like they read this list and get pissed off, and it puts a fire under their ass, and they go, "F you,
yeah,
give me the ball."
yeah.
Exactly.
He's alternating.
That Tony D and Fireman Rich guys, they said sit me, I'll sit you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know I can't pay Mike enough. He's trips me out with this
Yeah.
mess. What you got,
So,
Rich?
well, I was just gonna say, you go back to week 8, he cranked out 17 points fantasy football. In week 9 against Chicago, he only got 1.4, and then against the Jets, 11.4. Last week against Seattle, he has 4.7. So maybe this
That's awful. That's awful.
yeah.
Like
It's about getting the ball, though.
that's not even like showing up. Like, and
He's underwhelming and lost to Sunday.
he is a world class talent. We're going to probably find out there's issues in the locker room or something.
Oh, that's okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay,
DeAndre
what's
Hopkins-
next, buddy?
I'm going, Mike. Let me do this.
Okay.
DeAndre Hopkins of the Chiefs. Sit him against the Raiders. I would not. However, it's probably because he's not getting the ball enough.
I think that's true. Yes.
He did well though.
Let me tell you something. His nickname used to be D-Hop.
Yeah,
That
but
man
he
is
got points,
D4.
Rich. What did he get?
Last week he ended up getting 9 points.
No, this week. Like they played that game. That game's gone.
Yeah, I know. That's what he got in the games. 9
Oh,
points.
okay. You're talking a couple days ago. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. That's what's shown in the stats here and stuff. He got 9 points.
No, he said last week. That's not last week. We're on
well,
this week.
It's
for this,
Thursday
yeah,
night. This is
yeah,
a
this is for
Thanksgiving
this
game.
week.
That was Friday.
Friday. Thank you. It was a holiday.
There you go.
He got 9 points. That was a low
Oh,
scoring.
now you want to pay attention.
So,
You're
Yeah,
the one.
yeah.
Just remember that. Okay. Thank you very much. Jalen Waddle of the Dolphins. Sit him against the Packers. I wouldn't have, but I'm curious as to what the numbers were.
yeah, let me check on that real quick here. I got those. I just bring
He's
them up.
either hotter than a firecracker or he's doing nothing.
It's because of the quarterback issue.
Well, the quarterback did pretty good in that game as far
Yeah,
as that
that
goes.
game. So I wonder.
He ended
how
up
many-
getting 53 yards receiving with 4 receptions, 7.3 points. The week before against New England, he had 20 points. So
Yeah,
Ted
well, that's
Hicks is
New
in the house,
England.
ladies
That's
and
why
gentlemen.
it's New England. That's why.
What's good, Ted?
Ted's in the
What's
house.
good?
We love the Ted.
Ted Hicks.
Sure
Good
do.
morning, sir.
Woo,
I
woo.
probably would have been skeptical about sitting him, and I probably would have started him.
I would
Even
have.
though he's going up against Green Bay with his quarterback issues and their weather. I would have started. Jalen Waddle is one of the better wide receivers in the NFL.
I like him. I like him
Do
too.
not. Deontay Johnson sit him of the Ravens against the Eagles. That's because he's not going to get the ball. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
He's not going to get the ball up there. He's on the team. Be on the field, but you're not going to get the ball that much. You're not.
I
The ball belongs
think
to Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Period.
you know what's. Yeah, you're right. Because
That's it.
do you know Philly's really good at blocking field goals? They're really good at blocking passes, but they're not great on the run.
Who is it?
They're not very good at defending the run. They do give up a lot of yardage in the run. And I think you're right. Lamar and Derek will have a field day, and we'll see how this
They're
ends
not
up.
going to have a field day against Philly. I don't think they will.
I think it's going to be.
those two are the main targets. You know who's going to get. You know who's going to get the ball over there. It's in the league chat, Ted. The links in the league chat. Philly knows to target Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry off the rip. That's going to leave Andrews open. It's probably going to leave Johnson open as well. I think AJ Brown is the other wide receiver that they have. The receivers are going to get some play time. You also got Justice Hill in the backfield.
Saquon Barkley, I
Mhm.
predict will have 2 scores, maybe 3. And I think you'll see the running back battle of the year this year. They absolutely
Smoke is in the house. Smoke, what's good?
Smoke.
Saquon Barkley is 216 yards away from breaking the franchise record, and I do believe he will.
He might do that today.
Yeah, he could.
He might do that today.
I don't know if he'll do it against the Ravens. I don't.
The Ravens suck on defense, buddy. They suck. They do.
But
They,
you know to target him. But you know to target him.
No, it doesn't matter. If he gets a wrinkle, he's gone. He's like Barry Sanders.
I know. That was crazy the other week when he was running through those defenses. You are correct.
No, you can say that. Look it up. The Ravens are like 28th in the league or something for defending the run. They're horrible. Now, they have one of the best offenses. This
Ted,
will
it's
be
in the league chat, Ted. It's in the league chat. Go ahead.
Okay, we got to get going. You're right. And I got to go too. I'm getting emotional here.
You trying to rush me because you got
Getting emotional here.
Look, you and Grok have a conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Wide receiver
My
recommendation.
wife just messaged me. What are you doing? Relax yourself.
NFL.com. We are going to the tight end position pause.
tight ends.
Pause.
Tony, you got the tightest end tonight. Like, what's going on?
Negative.
Yeah, there you go,
No,
my
that's
friend.
you. That's you. Your
No,
cheeks are all clenched because you in a rush. No,
now
sir.
you listen. You're shitting diamonds. It's so tight up there. Go ahead.
No, that's you. You
All
listen
right.
to you when you talk.
There you go.
You're pausing as you breathe in between pushes. Don't play with me.
Oh! That was good.
Wait a minute.
He
Ladies
just
and
knocked
gentlemen.
it out of the park there.
Dez is in the house. Dez, how are
Oh
you,
my
lady?
God, that's funny.
It does.
How are you, lady? Thank you for coming through. Thank you. Let me do this because Ted's going to drive me crazy. I know he ain't looking at lead chat yet. Here you go, Ted. Here you go.
There you go, Ted.
I'm not seeing the league chat.
It's on my YouTube, Ted. It's on my YouTube and it's on my Twitch. Much love back to you, Des. Good seeing you, lady. I seen you when you're up there doing your drawings. You're doing pretty good on TikTok. You're doing pretty good on Twitch. I see you over there, lady. Ted, stop playing uncomfortable. The link's everywhere. The link's been the same place it's been since the league started. Don't do me, son. Stardom's Cade Otton at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Panthers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer to me.
Yeah,
It's a no-brainer to me.
He might be one of the best targets right now for them. Period. Right? Like,
They said that last week.
Here we go. Tight end
Yes,
talk
no.
is wild.
That's
That's right. That's right. Smoke.
He be trying me. No debate with Cade out in the tight end. Taysom Hill of the Saints, no debate, but he's going up against the Rams.
Swiss Army knife guy.
Yeah, but he's going up against the Rams. He is going up against the Rams. This is going to be wild. This is going to be tough.
I think he'll get a score. He's good.
He found the end zone 3 times last week.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did. Yes, he did. I was going to get to
Week
that. Yes, he
11,
did.
week 11, I should say. Week 11.
Yes, he did.
I know that you chose LA, so I chose because I got to catch up to your funky tight end.
No, you're not.
That's
You're
right.
not going
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
You're not going to.
And are we going to see the stats before I go? Because I have
We
to
showed
go.
it earlier. We showed it earlier.
Oh, come on.
You're late. We showed it earlier. Taysom Hill, start up against the Rams. You're going to have to. You really are.
Pause.
Dallas Goedert of the Eagles, start him against the Ravens. Yeah, you're going to need to with this one. I'm not going to debate this at all.
Yeah.
I'm not going to debate this shit at all. Let me be clear. Negative. We're not on pause or nothing, Ted, at all. You got to watch this joker right here. He be saying shit, leaving you out there in the open. No joke. Hunter Henry, start him as a tight end of the Patriots against the Colts. Yes. Now the team is going to have a big future for the rest of the season, but I think this is going to be an interesting game. I really do think this is going to be an interesting game. What do you gentlemen think?
I keep waiting for Hunter Henry to take over the world. It just doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't.
But I have faith. You know, it's kind of like waiting for Jesus to come back. Oh well. It's not good.
What do you think, Rich?
Well, I think with the points is not all the tight ends, they don't get the points, so they're doing other things to contribute to the team, and that's mostly blocking for either a running back or another receiver. So this guy's solid. He's just not a team that's not really doing anything this year.
Exactly. I'm not going to debate it. I would say put him out there. Starting options as well. Travis Kelce, that's a no-brainer. TJ Hawkinson, that's a no-brainer. Will Disley of the Chargers, start him at the Falcons. We talked about him last week or the week before, I think it was. I don't have much on him, but it looks like he's getting recommendations and he's getting some fanfare as well as some attention. I'm not mad at him at all. Sit him. Evan Ingram of the Jaguars, and I hate to say it. I've been kind of, who is that with the background? Which one of you is that?
No, I'd play him unless he's hurt. Is he hurt?
No, but your audio is.
Is it?
Yeah, what'd you do?
Nothing.
It might have been me.
Oh, okay. Because Mike just got louder, and then I heard some wind noise like somebody was on a lawnmower or a tractor. He may be hurt, but he's also up there in age against the Texans. I actually wouldn't do it. I hate it.
I love Dalton, but he's not had a good year. Listen, guys, I'm gonna scoot.
Okay, Michael.
Take care. Have fun. I'll probably leave comments, but I'm gonna leave.
You will. Go ahead before you keep stuttering. Take care, Mike.
Good. Bye.
They're talking Sitton Kincaid.
Yes. We're going to get to that. Let me take a breather. Okay. Dalton Kincaid.
Oh, he's ruled out. He's ruled out. He's got injuries. He's got injuries.
Yeah, Dalton Kincaid.
He's not playing. He's not with the knee. He's not playing. That's why.
Plain and simple. Plain and simple. He is a decent tight end, but he's got injuries. Even up against the 49ers, I would have started him based on the injuries Mike just read to us. I would have started him, but since he's got an injury, out of the loop. Cole Kemet of the Bears. Listen, I do recommend him on your roster for the tight end position. I had him last season. I saw some good games out of him. He's going up against the Lions. Division rivalry, pretty much a tough fight game. I would have had him on the field, recommendation or not, if he was 100% healthy. You good over there, Rich?
Yeah, that's just a message. She's getting some. She's putting up.
Until I said hello and your mic blared up. There was your microphone or speakers. Your volume just picked up a little bit, just so you know.
Okay.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your tight end recommendations. Week 13, 2024 season in accordance with NFL.com. We are now going to go to the kickers. Now, Ted, you asked me for the link. I sent it to you. It was out there.
Where is he?
Where you at? Where you at, son?
Where you at?
Where you at?
Exactly.
There we go. He must have heard me. Now watch the face when he gets on camera. Watch the face. Look.
New York Jets general.
Hey, what's going on? Give me a sec.
What's going on? How you doing, bro?
I like his name tag.
What's going on? What's going on? Ladies and gentlemen, Ted Hicks, latenightparents.com. We have to follow the show, latenightparents.com. The big bro. The man asked me to be a co-host. It's been an honor for the past almost 4 years now. Almost 4 years. Shout out to him. Shout out to Mike. For real, for real. While you setting up, I'm gonna go through the kickers real quick. Stardom recommendations for the kicker position: Chris Boswell of the Steelers, Jaime Fairbairn of the Texans, Brandon Aubrey of the Cowboys. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Jake Bates of the Lions, Brandon McManus of the Chase McLaughlin of the Bucks. He had to dip. Justin Tucker of the Ravens, even though Justin Tucker's been having a couple of rough games. Jake Elliott of the Eagles, Will Lutz of the Broncos, Jason Sanders of the Dolphins, John Romo of the Vikings. Start them all, start them all, start them all. Sit them. Tyler Bass of the Bills, Chad Ryland of the Cardinals, Nick Carson of the Raiders, Nick Folk of the Titans, Jason Myers of the Seahawks, Eddie Pinheiro of the Panthers, Cairo Santos of the Bears. Sit them. Matt Gay of the Colts, Dustin Hopkins of the Browns, Graham Gano of the Giants, Joey Sly of the Patriots. Sit them. Check your team, check your roster, check your defense, check their opponent, check the history of the kicker, make your pick. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your kicker recommendations.
Yeah, I got some on the stardom there. My boy Jake Bates. He did outstanding. He got 12 points in that game against Chicago. He's been racking up the points. I'm not too sure about Ty Boss. Why, he's consistent, so I'm not sure why you would sit him.
Tyler Bass,
yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Ted, what you got on this, man? You came in late. What you got?
I'm neutral right now. I'm just trying to get up to speed.
Gotcha. We ran through the other positions already. We're almost done. Then we could do a little bit of
overall on all the
recommendations.
Stardom. I would agree with them. The Sidham, Bass is the only one I'm looking down. As far as the other ones, they don't stand out there. Just I guess it's because I just favor the Buffalo Bills, and I think he's been a crucial player points wise when Josh Allen is scoring it or throwing the touchdowns. He gets the extra points, but when they get down there, he's consistent. So he is a weapon. So I don't know, And then Bates, he's just he should be considered as an MVP just as a kicker. He's been doing great this season.
Gotcha. Let's run to the defenses. Ted says he's neutral with the kickers, and that's fine. Good enough. Defenses. By now, ladies and gentlemen, once you go through the other recommendations, you should kind of know which team is going to do what and who they're up against, as well as their injury reports. Say hi. A little bit louder.
Hey, Jason.
They're right there. Mm-hmm.
How you doing?
I said, say hi. I didn't put you on camera. They don't be on camera. All you got to do is speak. People ask about you all the time.
I'm just saying hi. Can you hear me, Jason?
Yeah,
Hi.
he heard you.
Jason, how
you.
you doing?
He don't want to be on camera no more. Y'all remember how he used to be.
Oh, that's all right. We can hear your voice. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
Start him to sit him
That's all that
defense.
matters.
Kansas City Chiefs defense against the Raiders, no brainer.
Yes.
No brainer. Matter of fact, I dare you to debate it. No brainer. Dallas Cowboys defense against the
That's
Giants.
no brainer.
Cowboys are having a terrible season. They will beat the Giants, which they did beat the Giants the other night. We saw it sales and Thanksgiving right after dinner. Actually, during dinner for some of us because I was on my second plate. God bless them. The Commanders start their defense against the Titans. No brainer. No brainer. Ted, you got anything?
No brainer.
Gotcha.
Start the
Rich,
defense against for the Commanders.
Rich, you good over there?
Yep.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Ted.
No. It was just to double back to Dallas.
Mhm.
I don't know if there was it. I know. Let's get through this stuff. I do have a Mike McCarthy question,
Go.
but let's get through.
Okay, we
all
will.
this
And just so you
yeah.
know, your mic's a little muffled. I don't know if you got it covered or something. You maybe on your Bluetooth or just a little muffled, but you good.
Okay.
Hey, Rich, do me a favor.
Yes.
I feel like picking on the wife. Until I say keep it down back there, I can hear her wrestling.
This is out front there. I'll see after the broadcast here. What
No,
you
you're
think.
fine. You're fine. I'm just picking.
Because I did see Santa Claus at the end of the Macy's Day Parade, so it is the Christmas holiday season.
It's officially the Christmas season. Thanksgiving is over. It's officially Christmas season. I agree. Start the
Does it
Giants.
sound any better? Or
Yeah,
same?
you're good.
You're good. You
Okay.
sound good.
Start the Giants defense against the Cowboys. I would have debated this, but it
Yeah.
looked like they tried to come through in that game a little bit, but I still would have been like, nah.
Nah.
But the Cowboys offense has been a mess, so I could see where they were coming from. More starting options. The Buccaneers defense against the Panthers, yes.
Yeah.
The Bills defense against the 49ers. They say if Brock Purdy doesn't play, I would have said especially if Brock Purdy doesn't play. You got to be kidding me. Sit him.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles defense against the Ravens. We just talked about this.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, we just talked about this.
No.
This is a potential Super Bowl game right now, ladies and gentlemen. This truly is a potential
True.
Super Bowl
Yes,
right
yeah.
now.
That
I
could
would
be.
have all hands on deck with both teams. All jokes aside. Ted, you good with this?
Yeah, I'm good with it. I just think you got to get through Buffalo before we start talking Super Bowl.
Yeah, I hear you. But I got both of the teams top three in their respective divisions. I mean, their respective conferences. I got both of these two teams top three. 49ers. Sit the 49ers defense against the Bills. The only reason why I wouldn't is because the 49ers offense is in a bit pretty much of a shamble. So the defense has to be the one that picks it up for the team.
Play them.
And you're going up against one of the best teams in the AFC.
Roll the dice.
Yeah. You got to roll the dice because what are they, 5-6?
Yes.
Yep. San Francisco's 5-6, so
Yes.
they need to do something. So
Right.
So to me, I would do it. Chicago Bears sit their defense against the Lions.
they held Detroit there pretty good in that game. As far let me see,
It
was
was like 20 points, right?
Oh no, okay, no, they didn't. Their defense ain't good. If it's
Here's my thing: the Chicago Bears is known for defense. In my opinion, I wouldn't have sat them.
no,
I would not have sat them, even though they're going up against the best team in the NFC. Matter of fact, one of the best teams in the NFL right now.
Super Bowl team.
Super Bowl team. Both them and the Chiefs are sitting 10-1, if I remember correctly. Nobody else is. All hands on deck from the respectable opponent. Sit the Steelers defense against the Bengals. This is about
not this game. No, this is
Never.
I wouldn't sit either one of the defenses. This is a rivalry game that's
and that's all about points right there. That's the only reason why they're saying
exactly.
they don't get a lot of points, even though they'll stop you in the game. You won't get a lot of fantasy points for it.
Exactly.
I could tell that as somebody who's been watching the Steelers and trying to pick up their players and wonder why I don't get no numbers, even though they're in the playoffs, because it's not about them getting points, it's about them stopping. Ooh, it's about them stopping their opponent and making sure they win the game. The points don't matter so much.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Steelers number. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your defensive recommendations. Week 13, 2024 season, of course, NFL.com. We are done. Ted, thank you for coming through. Rich, I appreciate you for being here. Ted, go for yours, please, if you don't mind.
No, I just wanted to say all of this back and forth this week about Mike McCarthy. Do we really think he can get an extension?
Yes.
I think
Really?
wasn't it reported that he had the thumbs up from Jerry?
Yes.
Yes.
So he's staying. He's not going anywhere, I think.
Wow.
You know why, Ted? Isn't this his first losing season as of right now?
It is. It is.
The
But
first losing season, you're going to fire him after he even took it to the playoffs twice?
what was it? 3 straight 12-5 seasons,
And
and everyone was screaming for his head because he hadn't done anything in the playoffs. And
scream for his head because he didn't make it to the Super Bowl.
right,
That's the Cowboys. That's the problem with the Cowboys. They expect you to be in the Super Bowl, and if you don't, you suck. No, you can't do that. One of the
true.
better franchises in the NFL right now. They make it to the playoffs. Even though they don't make it, they make it to the playoffs. Brian was good. So here's
Hey,
my thing.
Brian, I got a
Jerry
question
Jones,
for you.
got
Go
you,
ahead.
Rick. Give me 1 second. Jerry Jones says he's not going to get rid of him. I don't blame him. Next season,
Well, unless they wait until after the season.
Hmm.
yes, which
You
is
know,
different. You
I
never know.
think that's
Well,
I don't agree with.
technically, they won't get rid of him because he's on what's the name? He's lame duck right now. He doesn't have a contract after week 17.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Right.
That might be
If
it.
I could, real quick, Brian, you're lacking one team, Arizona or Minnesota. What's your pick?
Did you eat your breakfast?
You gave me 15 games, and is there 16? So I need, who are you going to pick between Arizona and Minnesota? I think he's going to pick Minnesota. That's a given. Unless he.
I think he's going to pick Minnesota. I don't think he'll pick Arizona. I don't.
Okay, go ahead. I'll wait for it in the chat there.
Yeah, he'll probably on the road.
Yeah.
Ted, anything you wanted to cover from last week over the holidays? Anything for this week coming up?
No. What do we got coming up? Do we have the
He picks Arizona. He always picks the opposite. Jesus Christ.
I get it, but what?
That's what I said.
What do we have for the Monday night game, the premier game of the week?
Monday night game. Let me pull
That was Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Cleveland won it, right? Was that?
Okay.
Talking about last week?
Coming up. No. This
Oh,
upcoming.
coming up.
Talking about last week, this week, Ted.
Oh, this
No,
week.
this
This
week.
week it's going to be Cleveland and Denver, and everybody's
Cleveland,
picked
Denver.
Denver across the board.
Yeah.
That's
Definitely.
Yeah, that's going to be slobber knocker. Excuse me.
I think it's in my title. The whole big GM search that's going on in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Tell me how it makes sense. Rich, I want to pose a question to you first.
Okay.
The search group that's helping Woody Johnson is being headed by Mike Tannenbaum, who was the GM for the Jets for, I don't know, 7 or 8 years. Conflict event. What if he chooses himself?
Can he?
I don't even know.
That would have to
What
get
if
the
he-
stamp of approval from the owner. With the owner, I don't know, but because that leaves, can he do both? He's a general. Yeah, I guess general managers have been coaches in the past, right?
No, but I'm saying, what if Tannenbaum chooses himself to be the next general manager of the Jets?
Yeah, general manager.
What's his history previously?
Yeah, I don't know.
He was Jets GM, and he was Miami vice president.
Was it productive when he held those positions for both teams?
He was productive, not so much with Miami and those 2 big seasons everyone talks about, 2009 and 2010 with the Jets.
They definitely. I think with the Jets, if it's within the organization, I would right now. My thing would be and this is just my opinion. Don't go within because everybody that's in the front office, so to speak, you look at what the Jets are doing right now. You know, I'm calling it the Aaron Rodgers debacle. He needs to go. They need to change their system. You know, Tony, you talked about this before. Their system, it's been atrocious, and they have not had a good quarterback at all. This year, there was promising about a strong defense and all that. Now
That's gone.
It's gone. It just evaporated. There was a couple times it showed up in the beginning of the season, but there's nothing there. They're a shell of a team. And this thing with everybody saying, the hard-nosed Jet fans saying, well, Aaron Rodgers will do that leadership. No,
No, he won't.
you can't go on past history of what he did on a previous team. He has not shown anything really significant other than he can still play and he's not getting hurt.
Right.
Oh, he's getting hurt. He got hurt last season. We ain't gonna say that.
Well, no, I'm just talking this season where you look at Russell Wilson. They say, hey, he's washed up after Denver. Look what he's done. And he's just a few years younger than Rodgers. But if you don't have that spark right at the beginning, it's not going to carry you through. So I would say anything dealing with the Jets, they got to look outside the organization.
Agreed.
Get a whole new perspective in there.
Tony, your thoughts on your beloved Jets?
They're not out of it yet, but it doesn't look good.
No.
They're not out of it yet, but it does not look good.
There it goes.
The only other question I have is for Rich.
Yeah.
Rich, Buffalo, Super Bowl or bust?
Yes.
I think they're definitely gonna make the playoffs. They're gonna win the division, so they're in the playoffs.
Right.
They've shown this game. You know, the old saying is they win in November against Kansas City, but Kansas City wins in January. So I think with the Buffalo, they showed, and the way that Kansas City's playing this year, I don't know, but you have other teams coming up. I tell you, the strongest team right now to win it all is Detroit.
Yes.
Detroit is just a monster. Unless again, we've seen this in the past where teams, look at Philly. They had a crackerjack season, come to the playoffs and stuff, and they just faltered and stuff. So it's a whole different ballgame when we get a playoffs. But right now, I'm just looking at tonight's game that Buffalo wins. Of course, they're still removing they had a lot of snow in the last 24 hours up in that area, especially just outside of Buffalo, going down that Interstate 90 corridor there, as far as that goes. So, no, I have that's the only thing that's really keeping me excited about New York football is the Buffalo Bills right now, because the Giants and Jets are atrocious right now. And I can understand people being diehards, but the reality is right there. They're not going to, they're not doing anything.
There were
4 teams that need an overhaul, like Brian said. Brian said the Jets need an overhaul.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
So
From top to bottom.
I believe so do the Giants.
Yep.
The Bears and the Panthers.
And the thing is, the Giants will do it a lot quicker than the Jets, because the Jets, you just look at they're not doing anything innovative and stuff like that. I think the guy that they whacked as far as a coach, I think he was a pretty decent coach. It just I don't know what the culture is inside the locker room and stuff.
Yeah, losing record.
Yeah.
The locker room loved him. The thing was,
you talking about Dable? You talking about Dable with the Giants?
With the
Jets. With the Jets.
I was talking about Sailor with the Jets. They said the locker room was good with him. It was a big beef he had with the higher ups, and they escorted him out the building. Yeah. If you ask me,
I think there's more going on there.
There's more to it.
Yeah,
there's got to be more to it. But if I see correctly what I've been seeing, it looks like he got just as pissed as Rex Ryan did, that he had a team that could go to the postseason with no problem, but the play calling is a bit of a mess.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
I just think Aaron Rodgers had his hands, as much as you can sit there on Pat McAfee every week and wax poetically about, oh, I love this guy and I love that guy. I don't buy it.
Gotcha.
Not one bit.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna just leave it there. I don't buy it one bit.
Rich, you were saying something, and I apologize for cutting you off. What were you saying?
Yeah.
What were you saying? You don't remember what you're saying?
No, just the Jets. They're just atrocious. I can't.
They
say,
are. They are.
They are, as far as that goes. It's just last year I started coming back on. Okay, Aaron Rodgers. Okay, because there was a stretch there I despised the Jets, and that feeling's coming back because of what I'm seeing with just this quarterback situation, and it's a repeat. You look at Donald for Minnesota. He was on the Jets. Everybody wrote him off, but look at he's looking at going to the playoffs this year.
Yes, he
Yep.
is.
And the
Yep.
Giants, I'm not sure what's going on there because I think Daniel Jones is still a good quarterback, and he sees himself. Okay, I can become a backup, but then I'll be on a team that's going to the playoffs and stuff like that, and possibly Super Bowl hopes for Minnesota as well. They have a chance at it, very likely. But Detroit's just, I think, at this point in this, Detroit by far has got to be the hand town. We always said
Yep.
Baltimore. They got scary and stuff like that. But I just need the Texans. What's that?
He wants the Texans to win for his birthday.
Birthday. Okay, birthday present. Yeah, that would be good.
So here's my question, both of y'all.
Mhm.
Who's the next coach for the Bears?
I've been hearing the guy from the coordinator from the Colts, Johnson,
Defense or offensive coordinator?
offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson.
Okay. What you think, Rich?
I don't really know too much about the coaches, so it's usually when they get in place and when they have a couple games under the belt and stuff. That was the case with the current coach with the Giants there. I didn't really say who is this guy. I don't really. So I really don't really have. I don't want to say anything that I'm not.
Brian throws a name out there.
Hey, for Rich, Dable was your guy with Josh Allen.
Who's that now?
Brian Dable, who got fired from the Giants. He used to be the offensive coordinator for the Bills. He was the one who kind of fixed Josh Allen like maybe 2-3 seasons ago.
Yeah.
And when I say fix, I mean he slowed down on the interceptions.
Right. Well, and that was a major factor for him as far as
Right.
He needed to clean that, and he even said that.
Mike asks, "Is Aaron Rodgers going to play next
No.
year?" I say yes.
At this point, I don't think so.
Nope.
It's not going to be for the Jets.
It's not going to be for the Jets.
It's for the Jets. It's going to be a repeat of this season.
Yeah,
I
will say.
Yep, here goes Brian's QB.
Case Keenum.
He talked about that last season, I believe. Last season before. Case Keenum's still available for a lot of teams. I got to give him that.
The coordinator for Detroit, Ben Johnson. I don't know if you guys remember. He turned down opportunities last season. Everyone was hot for Ben Johnson last season. He was like, "No, thank you." He's waiting for a specific opportunity. I don't know if that's Chicago. I don't know if that's, it's not Carolina. And I'm sure as heck it wouldn't be with either team in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but that's a person who, I mean, the way he's raved about, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, as far as the quarterbacks there, Brian was saying for the Jets and stuff on the playing squad, they have my guy there, Adrian Martinez, who won. He's been on a winning team for the UFL, and I'm surprised they didn't bring him up to give him a try just to mix it up as far as that goes. Something. And I think the fans would like that. They say that it's when they don't do nothing or they're doing very little and stuff. The fans are just like, I guess I look back at the Pittsburgh Cleveland game in the snowball. The fans were there till the end.
Yes.
And I think a fan could take a loss or take towards a losing season if they're at least trying. Go for the 4th and 1.
Yes.
And stuff like that. It shows that you get a little motsy there, I guess, instead of saying the other word.
Gotcha. Mike asked the question: Aaron Rodgers, will he be an excellent backup for Buffalo?
No, he won't. No, he's too. He will never.
He would never.
He would never lower himself. He would consider that a lower. Being disrespectful to put him in that. He would. He's not. I could not never see him. Now, Daniel Jones, he he's still young. He still has potential, But Aaron Rodgers, I couldn't see any Super Bowl winning quarterback. Well, then you got Flacco. I don't.
And you got Russell Wilson
Aaron
back up.
Rodgers is not no Flacco. Flacco,
Russell Wilson is also doing backup for the
true.
Steelers.
That's a good point, Tony. Yes.
No, he's starting. What are you talking about?
Start now.
Well, he
but
was a backup there the first couple games.
Yes.
Beginning of the
Yeah,
season.
because of his hamstring.
Yeah.
But still,
His hamstring.
Yeah, but he's willing to. Most players like Aaron Rodgers, if he had a hamstring, he'd try and still play. He's
which
not
is what
thinking
they've been
just
doing
to
this season.
play.
You heard? Did you watch? I mean, I don't know if I only watch McAfee on Tuesdays
Right.
for Rodgers,
Right.
and I sit there and he just pontificates, and they're asking him, "Did you decline the scans? You were injured. Did you decline the scans?" Tina, how you doing? And he said, "I know what my body says." He never answers the question.
Yeah.
This guy could definitely go into politics.
Yeah. There you go. Maybe. Yeah.
Mike asks, is Ted, is there any hope for the 49ers this year? Right now, no, in my opinion.
There's hope for when when your starting quarterback has an arm injury on the throwing arm and you're 5-6, fighting for the bubble, maybe fighting to get knocked out in wild card weekend, if you consider that hope. Could you see Aaron Rodgers next year on the 49ers?
No.
We talked about that before.
Nah, I want to see the guy go away. I got on after you guys were talking. Any hope for the Cleveland Browns?
Yes.
Not this year, Steve. No, not this year. Maybe next year.
There's a wild card spot for the Browns at
Don't
best.
count the Niners out yet. If they got a lot of winning ahead of them, though.
Glick,
If he gets healthy.
Said earlier, Mike called out some of the injuries that they had earlier this season. Most teams get injured. This is true, but they're missing key players that they used in the Super Bowl. I'm going to say no right now. The Browns actually have a better chance than the 49ers right now, in my opinion.
Cleveland has the worst contract currently in the NFL, chewing up their cap.
Oh.
And you got famous Jameis, who's playing out of his mind. I'll give him that much.
You got to be enthusiastic for that dude. You got to be enthusiastic for that dude.
Remember the year with the 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You know, you got to just love the guy.
You do.
How about the Eagles?
Mike actually got like my number 3 team in the NFC to make it to the Super Bowl.
Behind the Lions
and the 49ers originally.
I got Lions, Eagles right now.
I think other than the divisional winners in the NFC, and I said this before you coming up there, Tony, or Ted, just answered Glick about the 49ers. 49ers are not going to make it to a wild card if Minnesota and Green Bay keep on winning the way they're winning. Those are going to be your true wild card.
There you go.
Yeah,
that division is just rocking it right there, and in the NFC South, Falcons don't win the division. They're 6-5 right now.
Wow.
So and then
isn't everyone in that division?
And they're under 500, and then at the same team. And if so, the fact of any other team, maybe the Washington Commanders, if they can win some games as far as that, but everybody else, it's just going to be whoever wins the division, and then 2 teams out of the North NFC North for the National League side or conference side.
Ted, Brian talking to you in the chat. Big Juice. Yeah, Myles Garrett is staying loyal. I ain't mad at him. And Glick, you're right. James Winston is cranking that team up. Gentlemen, we're at 2 minutes left before Glick starts his show. Any final thoughts?
No, good show. Good show. Glad to see you up here on the show for a change, Ted.
I'm trying. It's right now I'm in a different time zone, Rich. So we'll just leave it at that.
You're at an undisclosed location.
Yes.
He's out
Oh,
and about.
gotcha. Okay, I'm just noticing your back. Okay, gotcha, sir.
He's out and about. What we got here? Big Juice says still. Yeah, Juice. We
Steelers
talk
8-3.
Steelers,
Watch
yeah,
out.
they'll win.
Yes.
Steelers will
series,
probably win the division and stuff. So
not the Redskins.
So,
Not that craziness.
so
Watch the Commanders.
just one question about the Redskins before, and this
Command-
might pull us into overtime.
Commanders.
How high? Excuse me, Commanders. But what about all the talk this week
I know what you're saying.
about the Redskins logo coming back? That's step one. That's step one. Yes or no?
I say yes because there's no problem with the tribes there and stuff. So I think it's a badge of honor. Now their logo, they got to get rid of some things of the logos. But you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, same thing. But then again, I don't know. I actually like the game or the name Commanders because you look at what it's like the baseball team, the Senators back in the day, Washington D.C. So I think I would say yes, but then again, I would say I know they're trying to. It's just like they got a good start now. Just keep it the way it is right now. I think they're showing that they're old school by just look at their helmets. I think are really old school, which is the W Washington, and as far as that goes. So I don't think it's just more cosmetics and stuff like that. So I got it either way, because to me, I grew up with the Redskin name and stuff like that, and they're doing it with high school football. There's high school teams up here in upstate. They're changing the name because of that, and it just seems like there's no problem with the. There's problems coming from other people and stuff like that. So I don't know. It just that's too much of the culture coming into football, where it should just be about the sport and stuff like that, and that's what it is. I don't think
Tony, Rich, we're in season 3 of Bell Kings Fantasy Football, correct?
Yes.
By season 6 of Belt Kings, it will be called the Washington Redskins. Book it. Book this time.
I wouldn't
everything
be surprised, Ted. Everything I'm hearing, I would not be surprised. Myself, I'm not gonna. I would have no problem with it. But then again, I have no problem them leaving it the way because I understand the reason behind that is just it's one of those things. There's some people that put a certain meaning to when it's the red. I know it's all about football and stuff like that, and especially when you get people that supposedly are supposed to be offended, they're not. They just say that, and I think that's where a lot of the push is coming back from, because you can't. I don't know. It's an interesting discussion. So
they've had the discussion once.
Tony, I have 2 other questions after this.
Let me answer this one before you do.
Yes.
The discussion came up more than once when they had the name still.
Yeah.
I did see where some of the Native Americans didn't have a problem with it. My thing is,
I think they have more problem with the logo there, with certain objects in the logo and stuff.
You got the logo in the name. Now, which Native Americans did they talk to? The ones specifically in the area, the ones that took the name?
No, that's my impression. It's the people in the area and stuff, and that's who could have the main say and stuff like that. Not some Indian tribe that's out in the Midwest or something like that, because you got the Kansas City Chiefs. Atlanta Braves are still the Atlanta Braves. So I think I think there's a small group that does this. That where for me, it's like, okay, I can understand now, go along with it. You don't really care until after. Well, when it starts affecting people, that's when they say, hey, wait a minute, we didn't want that change. So maybe that's coming back that way or something like that. That you look at other teams, but I guess even locally here, like I said, there's been a number of high schools here, a local one that were here in Owego that changed their name, that had an Indian reference, and now they're the River Hawks or something like that. Which we're Owego's on the Susquehanna River and stuff, but it's just like it's people that aren't even in the culture up here in the high schools that I just
That's got a problem with it. The people who aren't even in the culture have a problem with it. Now that's where the argument comes in, and even when the debate and discussion
should they
comes.
have a say in it and stuff like
So
that.
Mike asked earlier, why is it okay with the Blackhawks? When they were going after the formerly known Washington Redskins, they were going after all of the teams.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You still have teams, so yeah, exactly.
And not so much Native American names. People got to realize these are Native American slurs. It's not
Well,
their
when you put it in outside the sports arena,
it's not the name.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you why.
We
Never known of a Native American tribe calling themselves the Redskins. They were either Cherokee, Iroquois, whatever. Redskin was never a name, which makes it a slur. Seminole was a name.
I don't know what the Indian tribes are, what they say among themselves and stuff like that.
But the names that we have known them to be were never the name that was on that.
Yeah, but I
specifically watched the Redskin. Like I said, Florida Seminole. Yeah. Seminole is actually a Native American tribe in the area.
Yeah, the Native American
is one.
Tony
Cherokee is one. Yes.
St. John's Redmen, which became the St. John's Red Storm, the basketball team.
The Red Storm.
Queens.
Yes. They changed the name.
Same thing.
They
changed the name.
Yeah. They changed the name. Mind you, if you go by the real name, nobody's going to beef with it. You go by a slur or a nickname, you're going to have a bit of an issue. But once again, we also brought up the topic.
That's St. John's, right, Ted?
Yeah, St. John's. Yes.
I didn't know they changed.
I didn't know that shit either.
So it's like one of those things that's not some of the thing that really pertains. It's sort of to me, it's a side. I don't put any emphasis. We're going to change it. Fine. I'm football. You know, you just like I use their first. Washington. You know who you talk about. In New York, we got. Well, no, both teams are Jersey, so you go Jets or
right
or Giants and stuff like that, or Buffalo. You indicated. But
that discussion more than once with people. If we just get away from slurs entirely, we won't have the issue.
But I'm just saying, Tony, for the discussion,
we've all had names that we've known. Once we start realizing where some of these names come from, how they were brought about, I think we'll get somewhere further. A lot of people will not care. The people who are actually being titled, for lack of a better term, don't have an issue with it. Okay, fine, cool. But I'm good with Commanders.
I am too. I think
I'll be honest. If somebody who was watching football for a minute, the name was kind of uncomfortable for me. I don't know why. I'm good with Commanders. If they want to go back and nobody has a problem with it, I can shut up, no problem. I really can. But
were you comfortable with New York? I mean, were you comfortable with the Washington Football Club?
No, that was trifling. No.
No.
Commanders was better. And football team, meaning they couldn't send you or think of anything else, which is trash. Good. You're in the District of Columbia, which is the capital of the country.
Yeah,
so your team right there should be Commanders.
Commanders like the commander in chief.
Yes.
Right.
When you did Redskins, trying to give a little bit of props to the Native Americans here, give them their fucking money. Stop just giving them the name. All this other good stuff. We'll be here all day. Commanders, I'm good with. Chiefs in Kansas City, I want y'all to go through that. I'm quite sure you could change it with no problem. You got to be kidding me. Seminoles, that's the actual name of the people down there by how we were taught, and it's not necessarily an issue unless we hear from the Seminole people ourselves. You've got Porch Creek Indians. You've got Iroquois Indians. You've got Cherokee Indians. You can tell me you're just going to go Indians. Give it if you want to give them their props, give it by their name, get the licensing, get the proper titles, and get all the endorsements.
Oh, okay. I'll have to. Yeah,
that's very simple. Let's get away from slurs. We save all these arguments because half of the problem people have up here is why can't I say what I want to? Because if the slur doesn't pertain to you, you don't find any offense to it. But if it does, then you want to raise a big old storm, or you want to get extreme. Let's just get away from it. That's just me. Ted had two more questions. Go ahead, Ted. My apologies.
Second question still pertains to the Commanders. The quarterback, the rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels, was running away with the Rookie of the Year. Everyone was talking about it. So did he hit that wall? Is there anyone else who can challenge him for Offensive Rookie of the Year this season?
Who's that?
Saquon Barkley.
No.
Rookie.
This is for rookie. This is for rookie. Is like Brock Bowers.
How about Richardson from Colts?
He's not a rookie this season.
Yeah,
okay.
He played last year, but he only played 4 games.
What other are we talking about? Then I would say no. Unless he totally flops.
Right. unless he totally flops, I would say no. But I've seen him tail off some these last couple of games.
So Ted, what do you think on the
That's a good question. I don't know.
MVP? What do you think about Barkley being considered now for MVP?
Yes.
I actually
Yes.
said it last week before ESPN started talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Telling one of the guys on
yes, you
Twitter
did.
after the game, I'm like, he's gonna have to come up for the MVP conversation over Lamar Jackson.
So, that's Brian. I
So-
remember that the San Antonio.
So is Jackson. It's oh, the AAF. Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. That's
So
long.
it's Jackson, Josh Allen, Barkley. Wouldn't you say for MVPs this year?
And Derrick
MVP
Henry.
candidate.
Derrick Henry.
Oh, excuse me, and
You gotta
Derrick
put Henry in
Henry.
there, too. If you're going to consider
Derrick Henry.
Barkley, Henry's there. And I would love to see a running back take it this year.
I would too.
Stephen
Right
Smith.
now-
I don't know if you've been hearing Stephen Smith. He's been having some good commentating on that as far as justifying the running back getting it.
You're
Yes.
gonna have to put Saquon above Derrick Henry.
You think?
Just
Why?
for the performance of a couple of games that I've seen. Derrick Henry has barreled through people, yes. Saquon Barkley the other night was running through defense like they weren't even there. He looked like Barry Sanders in my opinion.
Oh yeah. You
He
said
was
that before. Yes.
bananas on that field. Now Derrick Henry's been barreling through people left and right. He is a definite uplifting to the Ravens the same way T.O. was when he went to the Eagles before they made it to the Super Bowl. But I got to give it to Saquon Barkley right now.
Yeah.
I would have to, preferably. Ted, you had another question. What was the other one?
Next question, and my last question is, and it's in your area, Tony, in Atlanta, Georgia. You have a quarterback who's currently 36 years old, who's coming off of an Achilles.
Mhm.
Kirk Cousins.
Mhm.
Is it time for Michael Penix Jr.?
They started him the other week. Actually, they played him the other week. He was trying to mount a comeback. I don't think it was too
He's
successful.
got his tree.
Yeah, I see over there, Rich. I definitely would like to see him hit the field sometime this season. I want to see him start. Kirk Cousins is going to need time to heal. Matter of fact, I talked about this in the beginning of the season. Kirk Cousins is going to play through so many injuries, and Michael Penix is going to be the backup. It's about to be his time for a little bit. Is he going to be enough to save the season? We don't know.
When do you and Rich, you have thoughts on Kirk Cousins sitting and Michael Penix Jr. starting for the Atlanta Falcons?
No, because Cousins I think Cousins has had a few issues on some games and stuff, so why not try it? As far as you got to mix it up a little bit and stuff like that. I don't think to say, okay, you got a starting quarterback like the Jets, for instance. Okay, nobody wants to take Aaron Rodgers out because he'll have a hissy fit and stuff like that. I think because I've seen it worked in the USFL. And Adrian Anderson, he's one of those quarterbacks. He had no problem going out because it was a quarterback that was maybe a little bit not as good as him, but could get the job done. But it mixed up the game plan and stuff like that.
The flow of the game.
Exactly, the flow. So I think that's a tactic and a thing that you don't see that much because it's, you're the starter and you have to start and play the whole game because I guess they're thinking it might mess up the flow. But the only team I've really seen it when Breeze was still playing with New Orleans, they had the one guy there, the guy that Brian calls the Swiss Army knife.
Taysom Hill.
Yeah, Hill. He brought him in for a couple, and I think that works. I think more teams should do that. I think it's especially it just throws them off as far as doing plays against other teams and stuff. So here we have it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Unnecessary Roughness, Nonsensical Network is on YouTube. Check them out.
Yep. Just coming up.
I'm good, gentlemen. If you all are good, I know Brian sent a link, but I'm going to drop down so we can jump over there with him. Appreciate him coming through. Let's reciprocate and go check him out over there as well. Ted, you good?
I'm good. Thank
Rich,
you.
Good?
Oh,
Gentlemen,
appreciate
both of
the show.
you here. Brian, thank you for coming through. Big Juice, appreciate you coming through. Nonsensical Network, thank you for coming through. Mike, appreciate you for popping up and staying in the chat as well. Who else we got? I know Tina was in chat.
Yep.
Tina as always. I don't want to smoke was in the house.
Smoke, yeah.
Diamond Dez was in the house. Dez, it was good to see you.
Good
Like,
to
I'm
you.
glad you're doing okay over there. Check out the Sunday Night Smoke podcast as well, ladies and gentlemen. He is traveling, he is broadcasting, he is balling out of control. My God, that dude is doing too much. Cam was in the house. Cam, how about the close call last week at the Panthers game? I did not cover that. My apologies. I did forget about that. Carolina Panthers did try to show a little bit of life, even though the season is a wash. And I hate to say it like the Panthers.
Tony, just really quick, does Dave Canales survive?
No.
Okay, that's it.
And it's not looking good for him. I have to say that it does not look good for him. 15 cents. I want to thank everybody for coming through. You will see us again next week. I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving weekend. Time to get ready for Christmas. And I'm ashamed of each and every last one of y'all. I'm really disappointed in the words of Plies because ain't none of y'all played the Temptations yet. Y'all need a life. Go finish your shopping. I'll holler at y'all later. Thanks, fellas.